Hey everybody, this is Loli Jane, Animal Communicator and Energy Healer from animals-speak.com, and you're listening to Loli Jane Animal Communication Podcast, the show that promises to open your mind and heart to the amazing world of animal communication, energy healing, and what I like to call interspecies therapy. Thanks for joining me. In today's episode, I'll be talking about how to prepare your pets or animals when you're relocating or moving. If you're planning to move or relocate with your animals, you'll want to tune into this very important episode. There are many details that go into planning a big move, but you don't want to forget how it will affect the most important members of your family, your animals. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a certified international professional animal communicator and pranic energy healer, but I'm also a channeler, medium, empath, and teacher. I offer remote and in-person animal communication, whether they are alive or in spirit. I also offer pranic energy healing for trauma, injuries, pain, illness, disease, and behavioral and emotional issues for both humans and animals. For the humans, I can also provide spiritual guidance by channeling your angels and guides or innate body, and even do a past life regression. And if you've ever wanted to become an animal communicator, I teach animal communicator training workshops and provide one-on-one mentoring. Check out my website for workshop schedules at animals-speak.com or at mindbodyspiritworkshops.com. Whether you are moving locally to a nearby neighborhood or relocating across the country or even overseas, it's important to understand that moving and relocation greatly affect your animals. So how are animals affected? As I discussed in my last episode 35 about traveling with or without your pets get very uneasy even when you pull out your suitcase. Imagine this multiplied many times over when you factor in a permanent move. Not only is this temporary disruption for them, but it's an adjustment the animals have to contend with, but may affect them on a very core level. A stable home is a very important foundation for an animal. Uprooting an animal from their forever home may have an emotional and physical consequence or consequences affecting their feeling of stability forever. So moving and relocating can be very jarring to an animal. It may stir anxiety, separation anxiety, insecurity, fears, and even panic. Some animals may show signs of very early on, such as shaking or separation anxiety, following you from room to room. To understand their fears, you must think like an animal. Sometimes an animal has only lived in one home with you and view it as their forever home. Animals may think, "What is happening? Boxes are being packed all around me. I don't know what is happening. Was I bad? Did I do something wrong? Are they sending me away? Where are my humans going to go?" Other animals may have been relocated or have relocated with you before, and they'll be old pros and they can assist the other animals. So how can you help your animals? Just like the meticulous packing of your boxes, there are many helpful things you can do to prepare your pets for an upcoming move. I'm going to tell you in 6 easy steps. Let's start with step 1. So the first step is to begin communicating with your animal very early on when your move is in the conception or planning stages. This is very important because your animals can hear your thoughts. Always remember this. This is a thread that runs throughout all of my podcasts that I want you all to get. Your animals can hear your thoughts. So they are naturally telepathic. Be aware that when you're discussing the move with your other family members, your animals will overhear your conversation, and even if they're in another room. Your animals will know something is going on and start to get anxiety about possibly moving their home. It is anxiety-inducing to your pet, especially to an animal with an unstable past. Perhaps they were in foster care and moved from home to home before settling down with you. Or maybe they were found on the street and had never had a stable life or home life. You'll want to begin communicating with your animals about the upcoming move even before you have worked out the details of the move. If you've listened to my other podcasts, you will know animals can understand your words and thoughts, and this means that you can talk to them verbally or just send them thoughts using images. You can book an animal communication session with me so I can have a two-way conversation with your animals telepathically to communicate all the details about the upcoming relocation, how it makes them feel, and what they need from you to feel more at ease and comfortable in the transition. And you can communicate directly with your animal. So how can you communicate with your animal about the move? You can talk to your animal out loud or silently. Animals are telepathic and can hear your thoughts, so you do not have to talk to them verbally. Either way you choose to talk to your animals, you'll want to do this at the inception of the move, way before packing up your belongings. You can do this by saying the new location and then sending them an image of the house, the yard, and the neighborhood. For instance, if you're going to move to a town that has a lake nearby, you can send them an image of what the house looks like and maybe the woods and maybe an image of a lake where they can play in, something like that, to that effect. And as I mentioned in episode 35, some animals will lay across your suitcase and even chew or mark and even spray or urinate on your boxes, your suitcase, or your clothes. Other animals may have separation anxiety and show signs of stress and even panic when you are packing for a trip. Imagine all this multiplied by the fact that you're going to be moving their home. So let's talk about step 2. So step 2 I call the pre-move. So early on, you want to stress to your animal that you are their forever home, that they are going with you, and no matter where you move to, you will be together. This will immediately ease their mind that they are not being discarded. So you are their forever home, not the place. It's you. Next, you're going to want to share with them the reason that you and your family want to move. Tell them what you are looking forward to in your new location. For example, in our new house, you can have your own private sanctuary space because we will have more room. When you find a new house and finalize the details, share with them the details about the new house, the land, and the other animals around. If it is possible to bring them to the home you're planning on buying, this way they can check out the energy of the home and the location. And for cats, the outdoor cat colonies are important. So step 3 is the packing phase. Next, you want to tell them that you are going to be boxing up all the family's belongings, including theirs. That is step 3. That's all step 3 is. So step 4, I call getting from point A to point B. Step 4 is, as it gets closer to the move, you're going to share information about how they will be transported to the new location. Are they going with you, or are they being transported by someone else? Are they going with you in your vehicle or in a big box truck? My cat, for example, that lived 22 years, was sprawled out across the dashboard of a Hertz Penske truck moving across the country when I moved. I drove the truck and she was sprawled out on the dashboard. Or you may be flying them on an airplane, so you want to discuss all the details with them and how long the journey will take. The next step is step 5, the day of the move. So the day of the move, if you are with them during the move and can communicate with them, assure them that all is well and the move is going well, and give them some time of the arrival. So you're going to give them a feel for the timing of the arrival. And if you're not with them, then you can telepathically communicate with them by connecting a bright pink tube of light from your heart to theirs, and look at their image or imagine their image and send them thoughts assuring them that they are safe and all is going according to plan. You can also book a second session with me so I can communicate this to them the day of the move and any other details that you need to convey to them. And the last step is step 6, which is the post move. So after the move, check in with your animal after coming to your new home. This is another good time for me to do an animal communication session with your animal. After the move, you want to check in with your animal, see how they like the new place, how they like the energy of the house, and what they need to feel more comfortable and at ease. Many pets or animals may not like the new place you've moved to for several different reasons. But it's very important to communicate with them or have me do it. Or you may have a runaway animal. I've heard many, especially cat parents, that say that when they move to a new place, the cat immediately ran away. I've done a lot of cases like that. Some animals may get into the new house and find that they're not able to get away to have some alone time that they need. They may request a space away from the other animals. Sometimes the solutions are very simple, like changing something logistically, installing a doggy door or a catio, and other times animals may react to the energy of the house. You have to realize that animals are much more sensitive to energies than we are and can see into the spirit realm. So sometimes they will react in sometimes what looks like odd ways, trying to tell you something is not right. I've had caretaker of horses clients that hired me, and they told me that when they relocated to the new location, the horses started reacting strangely on the property, and it turned out they did not like the energy of the property or the land and requested to put an energetic circle around the land. I've had many horses request a circle of protection. So how can I help as an animal communicator? I can talk to the animals directly using telepathy to make sure that they have all the details about the relocation, possible new home and surroundings, and how they feel about the new home and what they need from you to feel more comfortable and at ease during the move, and then also once they get in the home, and then how they feel about it and what they need from you to feel more stable. The stability thing, really important, and comfortable in their new surroundings. That brings us to the end of this great episode. If you enjoyed this episode on relocating with your animals as much as I love doing it, be sure to subscribe for more amazing episodes. Book your animal communication session now or check out my upcoming workshops and classes on animal communication and mind, body, and spirit. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain, as well as opening your mind, heart, and spirit to your deep connection with your beloved animals. For more information, please visit my website at animalspeak.com, animals-speak.com, Loli Jane animalcommunication.com, or mindbodyspiritworkshops.com. And please subscribe to my monthly newsletter for specials, classes, workshops, and events, and my latest podcast. You can listen to my podcast called Loli Jane Animal Communication and Healing on any place that you listen to podcasts: Apple, iHeart, Spotify, Amazon, Audible, YouTube, Buzzsprout, etc., etc. Join us next week for episode 37, A Conversation with a Malayan Sun Bear. Very interesting. Don't miss that one. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to subscribe, like, and rate us. And as always, love and gratitude for listening to the Loli Jane Animal Communication and Healing Podcast. This is Loli Jane. And please subscribe to my monthly newsletter for specials, classes, workshops, events, and the latest podcast. You can listen to my podcast called Loli Jane, Animal Communication and Healing on Apple, iHeart, Spotify, Amazon, Audible, YouTube, Buzzsprout, etc. Join us next week for episode 35 on what to do with your pets before going on a trip. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to subscribe, like, and rate us. And as always, love and gratitude for listening to the Loli Jane Animal Communication and Healing Podcast. This is Loli Jane. This podcast was created, produced, and recorded, researched, and edited by Loli Jane and is a product of Loli Jane Animal Communication and Healing.